Hey, what's up, everybody? Welcome to our channel. We're offended, you're offended. I'm Kim. This is Tyler. And it is Friday. Casual
Uh,
Friday. You're not going to hear this till
Beautiful
Saturday,
casual.
though.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, there was a bit of issues, but
So it's
we're
now
here.
it's going to be
We're here.
Scandalous Saturday. There we go. Ooh,
We're here. We are queer. Get used to it.
That's
We
hot.
have a couple articles that are kind of just make you want to just shake your head in you know, a bit of a black pill moment. That's kind of what's going on here. Bit of a black pill,
What does that mean?
it's just more. So black pill is the well. So the original idea came from the Matrix. Was Morpheus was talking to Neo and he was saying, "Well, will you take the red pill or the blue pill?" Red pill is you break out of the Matrix, you see the problem that it is, and you try and you just see the system for how it is. Blue pill is going back into the Matrix and just being happy in your ignorance. Then it's
Okay.
expanded to a white pill is seeing that the system is broken. So it'd be like seeing the matrix is broken, but there are ways to fix it. And black
Okay.
pill is obviously seeing the system is broken. Oh no, my foot thingy popped off. And the black pill is seeing that the system is broken and it cannot be fixed, so it needs to be torn down and rebuilt from the ground up.
Oh, okay.
So
This is how we're speaking now. Okay, I got it. We're speaking in pills. All right.
yeah,
Gotcha.
yeah, and it has expanded to all these other ones, but that's kind of, the four. I think the four sum it up pretty well. Being, willing to see the system for what it is.
I'm gonna be
Like the
a pink pill, the one that sits back and looks at all the craziness going on in this world, wondering what the fuck happened to everybody? Why is everybody
I don't
so
know.
crazy?
Did you look up all the different pills now?
No, I didn't. I was just making shit up. Is there literally more than the four
Oh,
now? Oh, for
yeah,
fuck's sake.
yeah. No, that's literally what I said. But thank you for listening. I appreciate it.
I
Um,
figured you were. I don't. I mean,
Yeah, so there are some more, and I just those four I think sum it up pretty well. You start getting into like orange pill and fuck it, whatever. I think the four sum it up pretty good.
yeah, I don't think I
Whether
would be able to remember all the different pill colors, like all the genders. What? I don't
no
know.
no, and it's I think those four sum it up pretty good. Like, and I ended up asking like on our Facebook group like which which pill are you? There obviously there are some times when things change that like once the thing is once you see it, and that's the thing, once you get red pilled, you see the system for what it is. You see that that there's narratives that are being pushed when things are being omitted. And if you think governments and it sounds so fucking conspiratorial, but when the system is showing inherent flaws. There was articles that or reports showing that like our government, our institutions, there a lot of them are captured. So for anyone that doesn't know, captured is when they are no longer serving the purpose that they were designed for. So if like you have a representative government, uh say your representative, when they're captured means that they are now serving a special interest. So whether it's a financial interest, which typically, I think it was um, when the general population wants something enacted, I think it passes like 13% of the time. So if there's a policy, like whatever it is, just think of like a general population thing. About 13% of the time, those policies will get passed. If it's something to benefit big donors and corporations, it's an insanely high amount. It's something like 70 or 80% of those policies get pushed through. So, like, if you think that we live in any type of democracy, and obviously you could see that a lot more in the States, but it's just it's broadcast more. People investigate it more. People are more willing to fight that type of stuff as opposed to, in Canada, we just kind of shut up, sit down and take it, even though there are quite a few places that talk about it. But okay, I guess a couple of things that we're going to talk about today. Apparently, hypocrisy is live and well in Ontario. So, the thin blue line and the hypocrisy of a high school. The Salvation Army has gone woke, is
Oh,
telling white people that they need to apologize instead of donating. Oh, and
what?
that they sent out it's unfucking real. And we have one more about gender neutral bathrooms, and it's kind of weird. Children aren't okay with it. Who would have thought? But whatever, all in the
What?
name of being inclusive. But all right, so you guys can check us out. We're on YouTube. You know what? Not really. Like if we're on YouTube, it's whatever. On Rumble, we're on Anchor, Spotify, anywhere you can find podcasts. We have a Facebook group. We have Twitter, where I just basically shit on people, and no, not really. I more troll people. I like to see the hypocrisy and kind of push those buttons. But whatever. The system's gonna fucking burn.
Whoa, 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 whoa,
Yeah.
whoa. Wait, you like pushing buttons? No.
Yeah. Yep. Yep.
Uh-uh. That's like saying that I like to drink. That's just shenanigans.
Yeah. It's a little. But I don't know. Yeah. Okay. So we're on Facebook. I don't know, Twitter, s- Discord. We have a Discord group. We play games. We try to play a game. Yeah. Well, I'm kind of on here and there. Mind you, I run a business, so I don't have all the time to do that. But Kim does nothing. But
Oh, excuse
okay,
you. I do lots of things. Mind you, our
like
TikTok.
hating on minorities.
Yeah, well, someone's got to do it. Anyway. But other than, I mean, um, we do have a Twitter and a Tik. I mean, not Twitter. Well, yeah, we do have a Twitter, but like an Instagram and a TikTok. But a TikTok, I don't really think. I don't know. You stopped doing your inspirational Mondays,
Well, like
so
and the reason why I stopped doing those because they don't kind of suit up with the channel. Like, yeah, okay, I could do kind of random stuff, but maybe like little clips of videos or whatever, like little segments, or when I say undumb things. So,
dumb things.
maybe that could, yeah, maybe that could go on TikTok. Maybe mute your phone. That would be a good idea. But all right, so let's
Ooh,
with everything out of the way. You can we have a PayPal. If you want to donate, if you whatever, like, subscribe, share the video
sure.
with all your friends.
Yeah.
Okay, shut up.
I like to be shared with all your friends, all of them. Even if it's someone you
Oh,
don't like and you're like, "Oh, I don't like this person. I don't like this podcast." You know what? Just share it. Share us. If you don't like us, share us with the people you don't like. See?
okay, so this we have two articles from Rebel News. They're just kind of a Canadian focused, alternative kind of media, and that's just where I happen to find these articles. Honestly, you could search up and you'll find tons of places that have posted on this, but you know what? Give some love to alternative kind of media. But so from Rebel News, oh yeah, yeah. All right, so this
What?
is titled Ontario High School Suspends Student for Flying Pro Police Flag. A high
Uh,
school in Bradford, Ontario, recently suspended a student for sporting a thin blue line version of the Canadian flag on his truck, claiming the flag wasn't inclusive enough. So,
excuse
the
me?
just hold on, it gets better.
Oh,
Oh, it gets better. The This is where I mean, like the hypocrisy, the double standard, just mm, you fucking taste the hypocrisy. Tastes like wet feet.
ew. Ew,
Yeah, because
hypocrisy is
it's
gross.
just
I hate food.
okay. So this boy Carson Young, Uh, so the article is saying that he has lots of family members that are officers. And while they're indeed good and bad cops on the beat, just like anyone, we've said this million times before. Cops, politicians, you know, people working fast food, people working everywhere. It's just they're people. Some people are good, some people are bad. I'm
True
not going to
story.
take the Michael Malice approach that anyone that's willing to enforce laws that you know the police are just bad. But
Well,
but
yeah, I mean, look at
so
our prime minister. Our prime minister, like, wants to be some, I don't know, Chinese
dictator.
dictator. Doesn't mean all of them are gonna wanna be like that, right?
Okay, so um so David Brooks is the principal. Bradford High actually looked upon the complaint as valid. So apparently some students actually complained. Oh, sorry.
Jesus.
It was a teacher from a visiting school. It wasn't even someone that attended there. Okay?
Oh,
But right. So instead of, the principal just kind of, well, whatever, like, but yeah, a visiting teacher filed a complaint. Listen here, dum dum. So this is why teacher unions, people have such a hate on for teachers. They're like same thing. There are some teachers that were great. I can still remember there was Mark Penner, and I can't remember my math teacher, older guy. He was like bald.
did he look
Fuck,
like
but he
Dick from Third Rock from the Sun, Mr. Hayes?
yes, yes,
You're
yes,
welcome.
yes, and like he was a teacher. He made learning fun.
You know what's funny?
And
I didn't get along with him at all. I called him Dick once, he didn't like it. But,
well,
you know, I was also in the dumb math. I couldn't hack it in his math. His math was too smart for me.
because there was Mr. Mrs. Have whatever. I don't care. She was sleeping with the math teacher next rooms, and somehow she became pregnant, even though they weren't sleeping together. But everyone knew that they were. So, anyways, um, but there are some teachers that make learning fun. They get their students, engaged. You can kind of they demand a certain type of respect, and as long as you give them that respect, they're good. Like I shouldn't say they're good, but they're enjoyable to learn from, and you don't want to, you don't want this person to be an ass because you know that they can be. Like they
Mhm.
will lay down the law. But it's stuff like this. You see so many teachers, especially during this pandemic, have just said, well, we need to muzzle the kids. We need to do this for the kids, then kids. Instead of thinking, I will make the sacrifice because I'm supposed to be an educator. I'm supposed to be a representative of an adult to these children.
Yeah.
So this is where teachers get a bad look.
Yeah, how is complaining about some kid who's pro police giving the kids a good example? Like, you're complaining about it. Like, what is that telling the kids?
So okay, so one thing that I actually sorry, I don't know. I don't really have a comment because it's just whatever. It's just unbelievable. And one thing I kind of do like about Rebel News is they talk to you as though like you'd be sitting at the bar with them, like the kind of Canadian snark, you know. And so yeah,
Like,
so they say yeah, this pompous principal really took this seriously. He demanded that Carson, who has never been a troublemaker, take down the flag or face suspension. Well, Carson took the 3-day suspension. So
yes, high five Carson. Not only high five Carson, I gotta say, just read the next paragraph. I'm digging his mom, Kimberly. Not only does she have an awesome name, but this totally sounds like me.
yeah, Principal Babbling Brooks allegedly told her the problem with the flag is it wasn't inclusive enough. So
Yeah.
one thing I found really interesting. Yeah, so indeed, like so many other schools, Bradford High hoists the LGBT rainbow flag every June. So funny. We have Gay Pride Month, but any type of things like like Canada Day or, Remembrance Day or anything like that. It's all about LGBTQA blah, elemental P.
Plus, 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 which is funny because they make a
Whatever.
really good point in this paragraph, though. Now, again, I have absolutely nothing wrong with LGBTQ plus, 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 the freaking people, but they can do that. So the argument that's not inclusive enough because it doesn't represent heterosexuals.
Yeah. So,
Boom, mic drop.
So, in fact, we asked Principal Brooks what flags, symbols, insignias, logos, etc., are on the ban list. He would not or could not say. In fact, he directed our questions to Simcoe County School Board Superintendent Dean Maltby,
Coward.
who was apparently too busy eating his ham sandwich to get back to us. All right, so one section right here. This is the hypocrisy. So while Rebel News and Menzies, David Menzoid, you see some of his things and you see he will push a point to, showing the absurdity. And so this one part he says, and get this, when my cameraman Lincoln and I ventured onto school property to yet again try to interview Principal Brooks, this educrat was not amused. I'm not making this up, folks. This principal who hates the idea of pro police flags flying on school property was so enraged that we were asking him impolite questions that he called the cops.
Oh my god. Please, please tell me when the cops showed up, somebody was like videotaping and they're like, "Oh, what's the problem?" Well, we were here to interview him as to why pro police flags are banned. Oh, the look on those cops' faces must have been priceless. I
Yeah,
really
like we have someone here trying to interview us because I actually hate you guys and I wish for a socialist country because police are rooted in racism, therefore police are bad. Hey, you remember what but if you want to take that extreme line, what were schools? Well, schools are rooted in racism. Look at residential schools. Are those not the same thing? It's people are their children are taken away from their parents and are taught things and forced to learn things that possibly the parents are not okay with, and they are forced to learn that stuff. Otherwise, they are held to an arbitrary standard, and if they don't meet this arbitrary level of understanding, what happens? They are held back. And you know what?
yes.
Like if you want to make this psycho, the psychosomatic argument, okay, cool. Psychosomatic means like just made up, not real. Okay,
I'm
sorry.
fully aware of that. If you thought that I was
Okay.
that dumb, I mean, nay,
Well,
nay. I use that word a lot, actually. But
okay.
if
So yeah,
anyone taught
it's
it to me, it was actually Keith Flint and Maxim from Prodigy.
oh, okay.
Breathe the pressure.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. So yeah, it's a little ridiculous to see like I don't know where this anti-police, this anti, you know, Canadian, I don't know where this like I know where I have, it's like Black Lives Matter, it's in the, critical race theory, all this stuff and the equality of outcomes, not the equality of opportunity, which is unfucking believable. So,
I don't know
it's
about
just
you, but I would love to see like a baseball umpire to come in and just be like, "You're out of here," and just boot him out, 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 babbling Brooks.
well, I don't know. There was one school that I ended up phoning. So, but you know what? This isn't the first time this type of stuff has happened. Like this is just one of many. And Rebel News, like they try to point out a lot, the counter argument because CTV. I've tried to phone CTV as to why they always put blah 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 who was white, blah 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 who was black,
Yeah, which is
but it's
such horseshit.
weird. So this is the one thing that the media is doing. If nobody knows about the stuff that happened in Waukesha, it's fucking heartbreaking. That is fucking heartbreaking.
Yeah.
And you see the twist that the media is putting on it. Unfucking real.
What do you mean when they're all like, "Oh, this is the new norm now. He can just call it self-defense or get off and all that shit."
No, those are Twitter idiots and CNN and those useless. You like the last thing they do is actually tell the story. They they'll give you opinion, conjecture, and well, look at what the right is saying. Oh, the right is saying this. Oh, therefore this. You're like, okay, anyone that listens to CNN, my God, please, please look somewhere else. Look at the information. And if you're too dumb because I don't want to look up the information myself, okay, then shut up. You don't have an opinion. You're not allowed to come to the big boy table, big girl table, big Z table, Zer, whatever, other kin table. You're not allowed to come to the big person table and talk because you can't think for yourself. There are article after article saying that this was an accident. This was an accident. Police were trying to stop this guy. The guy had on Twitter. Actually, Andy No was able to grab a lot of this stuff before Twitter closed his page. How fucking weird is that? Twitter
Hold on.
closed his page.
Hold on. They're spinning this as it was an accident?
Oh, they're just saying an SUV crashed into it. You know, one thing, and
No.
I hope this is clear to everyone. When they immediately, what do they say? With Kyle Rittenhouse, oh, he's a terrorist. Fucking even before the charges were laid, they were saying, oh, this is a white supremacist. This is terrorism. Oh,
Yep.
this is this. Now look, they're running cover for a convicted multi-time abuser who ran over his girlfriend because, he's never actually going to have a wife because he's just a fucking loser. He ran her over with a car. In fact, the same car that he ran over 60 people with, killing 6 of them for a Christmas parade.
Yeah.
And they're saying it was an accident. They're like, does anyone understand gaslighting? Where you cannot believe the truth. You cannot believe reality. Literally saying, do not believe your lying eyes. Listen to us. We'll tell you. Is this not 1984 for anyone?
Right?
Like, it's unreal. Unreal. But so you'll see, if they don't give a description of the person, it's a minority. That's always how it is.
Well, and
It's just a minority.
this goes back to our last episode where I had literally said that the media is extremely racist and they're
Oh,
very
100%.
anti-white. If a white person does anything, now, again, this is not disputing the fact that there has been racism and our justice system needs a major overhaul. Yes, I understand all that and I agree with it. However, they have literally just switched things around. They have become inherently racist against white people. And a white person does anything and it has to have some sort of racist actions behind it or they're a terrorist or something. And then somebody of a minority, doesn't matter what minority, but a minority does something and right away, oh, it was an accident. Oh, okay, $1,000 bail, you're out in a day. It's like
Well,
they're trying to correct the wrongs in a very wrong way.
no, I don't think they're trying to correct the wrongs. I really don't. Because, if it bleeds, it leads. The disaster porn, they love that type of stuff. They're like, at some point, it has to stop being like, oh, well, we just missed something. There's a reason why Project Veritas is getting raided by the FBI, which should be a lightning rod for everyone because everyone is a journalist. Everyone. It's freedom of speech.
Yeah. That's true,
Which obviously like we don't have in Canada. Sorry, I'm sure everyone, whoa, really? Yes. We do not have the freedom of speech in Canada. That is not a protected right. So people that whine and complain in the United States, well, that there should be hate crimes and hate speech should be a thing. This is the simple argument. Who decides? Who decides? Like, do I get to decide? Because a lot of things, I really don't care what you say. I really don't. I might think, oh, well, you're an asshole. Okay. But does that mean that I have to sue you because you said hurtful words? Especially out in public?
I remember,
Like,
okay. I remember when I was a kid in school, like I'm talking elementary school. You'd go up to somebody else and they would like hurt your feelings and or do something, they'd push you or something. You were like, "I'm going to sue you." Like that was like a thing. Like literally when we were kids, we would yell at each other that we were going to sue each other. And unfortunately, this is what has the world has transpired into. You look at someone or say something hurtful, "I'm going to sue you." When did the little kids in the playground decide not to grow up and take this into big boy world?
well, I think like a lot of the teachers and stuff, like they don't live in the real world. Like they go from high school into university back into a school. So they don't get to experience a real world. It's a very warped reality that everything is, well, I was made fun in school. Everyone gets made fun of. Therefore, if anyone, so what? There's so much bigger problems. We are so privileged. And I mean in Canada, in North America, we are so privileged to have what we have. And the thing is we have nothing to fight for. Honestly, in the grand scheme of things, there is not a lot to fight for. We don't have to worry about shelter. Most of us, okay? I understand some people can't, but I'm saying on in general, we don't have to worry about food. I understand some people can't afford it, but there are other systems in place to help people. We've taken care of, Maslow's hierarchy of needs: shelter, food, and fuck, what's the other one? Shelter, shelter, food. I don't know if it's water. Fuck, the hell's Maslow's hierarchy?
What's his name? I'll look it up. Was it Lazaro?
Maslow's hierarchy of needs. I don't can't remember if it's Maslow's or Pavlov's. Um, breathing. Okay, okay. This one's a little.
Oh boy.
The hell is it? Yeah, food, water, warmth, and shelter. That's it. That's their baseline. So, it's we d- a lot of that stuff is taken care of. Like you can work as hard as you want, and yeah, you can acquire more things. You can impact your community. There's so much more that we don't have to. It's not a struggle to survive. On in general, okay, these are general statements. Oh, well, for me, I live on welfare. Okay, I understand that there are extremes. There's extremes where people have more money than fucking God, that they literally make more an hour, more a second than you do in a year. I understand that. I'm saying on general, most people aren't worrying about every single little thing. Their needs are taken care of. But we have nothing to fight. Like, what do we have to fight for? Okay. Like, hey, police do some pretty fucked up stuff. Yeah, I totally agree with you. I don't disagree in the slightest. But to say that something, that we rely on as a civilized country, that we rely on the police. It's so funny. You see you see police having to defend, say, Black Lives Matter. Speaking of Black Lives Matter, that piece of shit in Waukesha was spouting Black Lives Matter and anti-white racism and all this stuff. So
Mm.
where's the racism? Oh, right. It's power plus whatever stupid shit they say. Privilege plus power equals whatever. It's stuff like that. So black people can't be racist. That's really interesting for a racist person to say. Really interesting. All right. You want to get on to this next one or
Yeah, I find it really funny that in every situation that you've come across, whether it's that oh God, what was it? That town that they built during Black Lives Matter rioting and stuff, something
oh the
Hill,
Chaz?
the Chaz, yeah, yeah,
Well,
yeah.
there was Chaz, yeah. Then there was the New York. There was one in New York, and it's just
I mean, whatever it is. And then even this dildo here who's spouting that this kid can't even have a pro police flag because it's not inclusive enough. Who is the first people they call in those towns? What's the first thing they did? Is they created some sort of like police station type thing. You know what I mean? Like you need police. These are the first people you're going to call, but yet you're going to like be disrespectful towards them. You're gonna talk about how they need to go away, all this other stuff, but then when you need them, that's the first person you call. Which to
yeah.
me,
Well,
like, I would just wanna be like if I were a cop, I'd wanna be like, "Oh, I'm sorry, you called me because these people are trying to interview you, wondering why it is that you don't believe that this kid should have a pro police flag? Bye."
you know what?
Like,
In the states, a lot of places were doing that when they were, the politicians and the city council and stuff were saying, "Oh, defund the police, get rid of them, get rid of this." And I understand some people have made the argument, well, what they mean by defund is they're just taking away some of their budget from like fighting drug stuff. That's still defunding the police. Oh, but
right?
they're relocating that money somewhere else. Yeah. Okay. So, anyways, so police just weren't answering calls. They weren't going. And I don't fucking blame them. That's the
Me
thing.
neither.
I I don't you get paid what 30, 40,000 to be a beat cop and you had the public fucking hate you for no reason. You had your own people that should be backing you hate you. So then what's the point?
I would have too. I'd have been like, "Fine. Let's see how you guys like it for a while. We're just gonna sit back and enjoy the ride. Enjoy the
Unreal.
show. Give me some popcorn. I'm just gonna sit here and watch."
All right. Speaking of more hypocrisy and the absolute lunacy of CRT, I have my issues with Red Cross. I think Red Cross is a corrupt institution. And
Really?
oh fuck yes.
Why is that?
Yeah. Okay, hold on. Let's just look it up. Red Cross schools. There was a lot of their funding actually doesn't make it to a lot of their money doesn't actually get to where it needs to be. Hurricane Katrina. During the aftermath of Hurricane Katrina, there were 489 people indicted on counts of theft from the American Red Cross. It was said that 14 of those had filed false claims for money, which six had pled guilty. There was at least $200,000 taken from the fund, and the total could be more of an investigation to continue. After 9/11, people united to raise 530 million. The American Red Cross decided to put over 200 million of that money into long-term goals or administrative costs.
What?
Oh, yeah. There's a bunch of websites about this.
Oh, jeez.
Uh, Scandalous history of the Red Cross. There's tons of stuff. Unfortunately,
We'll
yeah,
get into that on
um,
another day. That'll be a
yeah,
topic
yeah.
for discussion.
Yeah. So, similar to the Red Cross is the Salvation Army. So another article, and this just, I'm just showing some love for a Canadian, news uh news company.
They're Canadian?
So this Rebel News, yeah.
Holla.
Yeah. So the Salvation Army thinks white people are inherently racist. Leaders of the Salvation Army want white people to apologize for being racist.
Excuse you?
Yeah,
Okay.
they
Maybe actual racist people should apologize for that, but what, just because I have not a lot of melatonin in my skin, I have to apologize for being racist when I'm not?
well, no, but it's so yeah, okay. So here, I'll there's a couple little sections that I want to read because there was a 67 page, and I was reading. I didn't read all of it because I got about 6 pages in, and I just wanted to fucking shoot myself.
Oh god.
So the desire is that the Salvation Army achieve the following. This is from the leaders, and this was the article, or I guess the pamphlet that they had released is "Let's talk about racism." The page lists several goals, including the lament, repent, and apologize for biases or racist ideologies held and actions committed. The resource claims that Christianity is inherently racist. Okay, that's coming as an atheist. Okay, sorry, I have to say this. As an atheist, Jesus, if he was real, would have been at very least Middle Eastern.
Yeah,
At
he ain't once white.
least at least Middle Eastern. And people say, oh, well, they've whitewashed it and whatever else. Okay, yeah.
I'll give you that.
But anyone that understands and looks at history, Jesus wasn't white. And a lot of people have made that argument that Jesus, if he existed, was not white.
Well,
Okay.
right, like, if you knew where the background story, where he's from, where he lived, there's no way. Like, there just isn't. I mean, yes, okay, I'll give you the fact that Christianity or Catholicism or anybody else who's got the pale, sandy, blondish looking hair, well, yeah, they did whitewash it, I'll give you that, but actual history would make you think, why is he white?"
But so, okay, so inherently racist and calls Christians to repent, offering a sincere apology to Black people for being antagonistic towards Black people or the culture, values, and interests of the Black community. The crazy thing about how tone deaf and how screwed up this is, most Black people, ooh, I said it, Black people are Christian.
Yeah.
Most of them are Christian, so they don't give a flying fuck. This is another white person bigotry of low expectations or bigotry by soft expectations. So, Black people, you can't speak up. You can't do this. Therefore, white knight needs to come save you because you're too stupid. We need to apologize for something that, what, in the grand scheme of things, means nothing.
Well,
Like,
honestly, if you
honest,
if you were to all of a sudden come up to me and apologize to me and you were Russian and you were like, "Dude, I am so sorry about the whole Ukrainian genocide thing." I'd be like, "Uh, cool. Were you there? Did you do it?" "No." And it was to my ancestors. Like, yeah, it's a really shitty part of history and it sucks. Let's recognize it, but why the fuck are you apologizing to me for it? It would make no sense.
so okay, so I hate that I have to. Why is an atheist having to argue for Christianity when I don't even believe this stuff? This is what I find incredible. A major component of the Salvation Army's international mission statement is, quote, to preach the gospel of Jesus Christ and to meet human needs in his name without discrimination. It is so weird because they never said they like honestly, Christianity has nothing to do with the color of your skin. It's never been that. It's always been these certain traits, like these teachings, these ideas, that we are all supposed to be made in God's image. Is that not what Christianity teaches? Is it not that we are all equal in the eyes of God? How does that fucking song go?
Yeah. I don't know how the
Um,
song goes, but I know what you mean.
how does it go? fuck is precious in his sight?
Wonder if there's people, like, yelling at the the podcast right now going, "It's this!" And they're singing it out loud to us.
Where does it go? Oh, here we go. Red, yellow, black, and white. We are precious in his sight. What?
So racist.
Like, fuck, apparently. Well, I guess you can't say red. Like, what do you
Or
say?
yellow.
It's so, like, I remember, it was a Disney film, and they were saying, like, that song, like, "Why is the red man red?" It's like, they were saying his skin was red because he got kissed by a beautiful woman, and they've been blushing ever since.
Aw, that's actually really
Like,
cute.
yeah. So, you know, Disney is pretty anti-Semitic, but,
Yeah.
whatever. But it's just, this is so crazy to me. Why am I why am I the one arguing for Christianity? Like, my ideas, honestly, my ideas of religion, I've had deep discussions with people that, you know, for them, at least they're not pushy about it, but, we have really good discussions about, why they believe it, and, the trying to find the hypocrisy of it, and how a lot of people claim to be Christian and, to love thy neighbor, and, all the stuff that the Bible is supposed to teach, being tolerant, all this stuff, not hating people. Well, like, so in an accompanying study guide on racism linked within the document, the Salvation Army says plainly that whites are racist. The subtle nature of racism is such that people who are not consciously racist easily function with the privilege, empowerment, and benefits of the dominant ethnicity, thus unintentionally persecuting or perpetuating injustice. We must stop denying the existence of individual and systemic/institutional racism. They exist and are still at work to keep white Americans in power. Unfucking real. Well, I guess it's, like, what? This is just
Ugh.
more, this is more of the bashing of white people bad. You're bad because of skin color. That sounds pretty fucking racist. So, you know what? It's nice to see the Salvation Army has made itself very clear. It's racist. It is another white racist institution.
Yep.
Fucking defund it. Get rid of it. Never donate to this disgusting organization, this racist institution, this so-called charity.
You know what's funny?
It's
Normally when I,
it's
like
so racist.
when I have, like, kids' clothes or we have stuff that we're getting rid of, I always go and donate it to the Salvation Army. Well, I gotta say that's definitely changed because, well, why would I wanna donate to somebody who's racist against me?
No, it's just racist in general. Like I said, bigotry by low expectations. Instead of saying, "Hey, this is an amazing thing. We have all types. We have all, all races, all creeds, all backgrounds, all nationalities. There's Christianity around the world, in Africa, in Japan, in Middle Eastern countries, in Europe, in North America, South America. It's Judeo-Christian societies, and they're saying, white people, you're bad, you're evil, you are inherently evil. This is original sin times two. If you're white, you're evil. Just as the Bible is supposed to teach that we are all born with original sin. That is why we need to repent. That is why we need to come to Jesus and love him and accept him into our hearts. Why is an atheist fucking explaining this better than them? Why? Why am I having to explain this to a fucking fundamental, what's supposed to be a tolerant religion, is supposed to be a loving, open, accepting, regardless if you're gay, if you're straight, whatever skin color, they don't give a fuck. But apparently the Salvation Army is just a racist place.
Yeah.
Why does an atheist have to explain this? I don't fucking get it. I don't fucking get it. Unreal. In fact, hey, how about Christians? How about you start answering for, you know what? Let's start with an easy one. Mother Teresa. That's a pretty easy one that you guys could probably say, hey, we kind of fucked up there. Yeah, we probably shouldn't have given sainthood to a fucking psychotic, deranged person. Maybe don't do that. Oh, maybe we should actually apologize. Christianity as a whole, whether, yeah, okay, you want to make the argument of Catholicism and Christianity aren't the same. Shut up. They're the
They
same
are.
thing.
They're the same. 100%. There's some
So,
minor differences. Christians
so
don't
how,
necessarily have to sit, stand, and kneel as much as Catholics do, but
so even this says, so even in our Christian schools of thought and methodology have led to slavery, caste systems, war, genocide, and unequitable systems and statutes or statuses. Sorry. You're literally saying, hey, Christianity is racist. We wanted slavery. We loved slavery. Christianity is therefore founded on slavery. Would you not make that same argument? If white people are racist, therefore, then what?
why?
Christianity is race. Christianity literally had slaves when Christianity was around. So please, please, as the Bible says, he who is without sin shall cast the first stone. Sounds like a Salvation Army better not throw a fucking thing
Oh, yeah, they're
because
throwing
they're
boulders
overtly
here.
racist.
Mm-hmm.
No, they can't throw shit. They can't throw shit.
Well, they're trying to, but it just
It is
why
unreal.
why does everybody all of a sudden have to jump on this big woke bandwagon of anti-white and everybody is inherently racist and all this other stuff? Why cannot people just look at history, look at the atrocities that had happened through history and been like, you know what? We weren't that smart back then. We've made some
How
mistakes. How's
how
a
unreal. Oh, I'm
how
sorry.
how about
Sorry.
we, you know, try to change these things. Make sure we don't do these things again. There's no apologizing for what had happened back in the day because guess what? I never owned a slave. My parents never owned a slave. My grandparents never owned a slave. Neither did my great great grandparents. Is it in history? Did bad things happen? 100%. I'm not going to ignore that fact. And I'm not that ignorant to think that our system has done some pretty shitty things and that it
If
needs a major overhaul. But let's do just that. Let's fix the system that's in place, fix the bad things that there is, and move forward. Why are we all going completely backwards here?
it's amazing to see, it's just like the whole Walmart thing. It's just like Best Buy. It's a bunch of white people telling white people that they're bad. Salvation
Right?
Army, all at the top, it's all fucking white people. I see one East Indian guy. One. One.
And
This
he's
is
probably looking at everybody going, well, you guys are a bunch of idiots.
unfucking real. It's just a bunch of racists.
Yeah.
So please, Salvation Army. Let's start with Mother Teresa. Hey, Christianity, how about we talk about the Crusades? And I understand people say, oh, well, they started it first. Well, they started it first. Okay, how far back? How far back do you want to keep going with this? How about the wars in the Middle East that have been raging for over 4,000 years? Who's going to be the bigger one? Hmm? Who's going to be the anti-racist to say, well, we're all equal in God's eyes? How about the millions upon millions of stolen artifacts that the church? Did you know that the church was the first bank?
No, I did not know that.
Yeah, that was the first bank. Was a church. Okay, so let's talk about the Crusades again. Let's talk about Mother Teresa and the absolute terrible suffering that she inflicted on people. absolute atrocities that she should probably be tried for crimes against humanity. How about we talk about that? How about we talk about the undue suffering that has happened here? There you go. Salvation Army, please throw the first fucking stone. This is unbelievable. A bunch of white men telling other white people that they're evil, that they're bad. What? When did you become God? When did you get to start judging others?
Ooh, right? Right?
Seems awfully how does it go? There should be no worship or any I guess no false idols. There should be,
There's
well, there's
also
supposed
not
to be no other god, which seems that you're taking the place.
well, there's also not supposed to be so much hatred. There's supposed to be love and forgiveness, kindness. Treat others how you wanna be treated. Like, is this really?
That's
Mm.
the hypocrisy. They're so blinded by this insane nonsense. I'm
Oh,
actually really surprised you didn't bring up anything like, what did Mother Teresa do? I'm pretty sure I've told you, but
yeah, you have, which is why I didn't say anything. I mean, I'm pretty sure our listeners don't know. You can slightly touch on very briefly, I guess, without getting into too much crazy detail. But I mean, I just find it really funny that an atheist and a quote unquote pagan seem to exhibit more Christian values than actual Christians do, which is
oh,
kind of interesting.
me and a friend, I have had long discussions about some quote unquote Christians because they act as though they're Christian and they're God loving and all this stuff. But yet most Christians, and you know what? The most that I have met are the most judgmental people I have ever met in my life.
Isn't that crazy?
Yeah, the one that are supposed to be of love and tolerance and accepting, and you cannot judge. They're, like it's so unbelievable,
I agree.
unbelievable that, like I said, that an atheist is more Christian like. And I've said this before. The way Gandhi put it, perfect. It is perfect. I love your Christ, but I do not like your Christians. They are so unlike your Christ.
100%.
Unreal.
All right. So, just for our viewers' sake here, um, what did Mother Teresa do? She's
Okay, so
so
I'm gonna
perfect.
let's see. So I can't remember the hospital they had. It was like oh, what the fuck was that place called? Uh so she trying to find, it was like something of like suffering, some kind of whatever her field hospital, so to speak, was called. Yeah, but so anyways, so was she was supposed to be helping in Africa. She was supposed to be helping obviously like typically a lot of women. And so instead of during, like, especially during the height of the AIDS pandemic, instead of giving, contraceptives to actually help lower the spread of AIDS, when it was proven that condoms helped, she forbid it. Life-saving, you know, discoveries. She prevented it. Instead of giving people actual treatment, she would let them suffer until they died. They would not give medicine to people, and they would die a slow, painful death. And you know why? You want to hear the most fucked up thing, Kim? You want to know why?
Oh,
Because it brought her closer to God. The suffering of others brought her closer to God.
So gross.
Unbelievable. And this is supposed to be a saint? If this is who is saintly in Christian society, fucking burn it all down. Am I yeah, I would say that is a great show of absolute racism, of treating people that are looking for guidance, looking for help. Maybe not actually burn it down, but do you, do you not have things to answer for?
Yeah, you'd think so. That's pretty messed up.
The pivotal point was the 1960s when Westerners she took money from warlords because she was making the argument that, well, at least if I'm giving it, or if at least if I'm getting the money, it's not going to them. Oh, so it's funny that I'm trying to see from the Catholic Church. Oh, they don't say anything about this. Recently, there have been
Of course
improvements
not.
in the treatments of Daltas. Mahatma Gandhi fought for their emancipation in India. Yeah, it's so weird that they do not talk about any of this stuff.
How I don't understand how that would even be weird. There's so much things in the Catholic religion that they don't outright tell you. I'm pretty sure a lot of people could guess it. Has to do with priests.
So, a nun at the center of so the Indian Child Welfare Committee affirmed that they're in process of investigation of the sale of a newborn baby boy from the Nirmal Hurdi Pure Hearts home and a couple of Uttar Pradesh for 100 or 220 rupees, around 1,700 bucks. The baby was reported to have been born at the charity on March 19th and sold through the black market to a couple in May.
Oh my god.
Weird. Um, yeah, I'm sure expressed shock over the allegations. Please, I know Richard Hawkins talked a lot about it. Trying to see the actual articles that but no, there was a lot of stuff like that. Um here's one from the Huffington Post. So I know Huffington Post kind of uh canonized Mother Teresa would be to seal the lid on her problematic legacy, including forced conversions, questionable relations with dictators, gross mismanagement, and actually pretty bad medical care. Worst of all, she was the quintessential white person expanding her charity to the third world. 2013 study from the University of Ottawa dispelled the myth of altruism and generosity surrounding Mother Teresa. Although she had 517 missions in 100 countries at the time of her death, the study found that hardly anyone who came seeking medical care found it there. Doctors observed unhygienic, even unfit conditions, inadequate food, no painkillers, not for lack of funding, which Mother Teresa's world famous order was swimming, but what the study authors call her particular conception of suffering and death. So I don't always follow Huffington Post. I know they write a lot of kind of fluff, but this is also 5 years ago. So they weren't. Oh, sorry. What did I say? Richard Hitchens. I meant Christopher Hitchens. Sorry.
The oh
He
sorry,
railed against her pretty hard.
just gonna say, I think what you're talking about is that it said that she opened a home for the dying called Nirmal Hriday, which means place of the Immaculate Heart.
Yeah, yeah, that's what I was talking about before. So even with the balance of Christian notions, blessed meekness. What kind of yeah, the answer, unsurprisingly, given the locale of her work, is racist colonialism. Oh, weird. Yeah, a white person telling black people how to live.
Huh.
Mother Teresa is of India, and India beget Blessed Mother Teresa, and there, blah, blah, blah. Her image entirely uh, cir- circumscribed by colonial logic, that the white savior shining a light on the world's poorest brown people. She was a martyr, not for India's and the global South poor, but for white. Borgias, Bor- Borgias guilt, as Pashrad says, it's functioned and instead blah blah. Okay, and how does she even help said brown people. Dubiously, if at all, she had a persistent ulterior motive to convent. Fuck, dude. Talk English to convert some of India's most vulnerable and sick to Christianity. As the chief of a Hindu national said last year, there are even a number of accounts that she had her nuns tried to baptize the dying. So people that did not want to be converted to Christianity, they were baptizing them as they were dying. That's right.
The
I'm
hell?
the yeah. The cross examination of the nun's legacy would seem petty were it not for the church's breathless campaign to make her into something more. This campaign started during her own life when the anti abortion British journalist Malcolm Muggeridge made Mother Teresa's public image his singular cross to bear, first through a hagiographic 1969 documentary and then with a 1971 book. Her posthumous benefactory bet what? Her posthumous bet
Beautification.
beatification, sorry, was undertaken with the urgency of someone who doesn't want to get caught. Pope John Paul II waived the normal 5-year waiting period. Oh, how weird. Let's see where else. Look, yeah, actually, Christopher Hitchens. He did a lot to expose this, and I know a lot of people say that Hitchens was quite the inflammatory speaker and quite a prominent atheist. He was just I like for me, yeah, he can be kind of controversial, but also he's dead, so but she was a terrible human being. Terrible human being.
It's definitely sounding like she
Oh,
was something else. That's for sure.
I said Christopher Hitchens, like, yeah. Oh, here's from listland.com. Mother Teresa's home for the dying provides abysmal medical care. Here, I'll share this. So, Mother Teresa's goal was missionary work, not helping the poor. So, like I said, the trying to convert people as they're dying. As they're dying. Mother Teresa's missionaries charity baptized the dying without their permission. Mother Teresa Missionaries of Charity organization has shady finances. Yeah, so they were getting money from warlords, from people committing genocides. Uh yeah, Mother Teresa took money from known fraudsters and refused to refund it, even when this refusal caused real harm to innocent people. As well as consorting with fraudsters, Mother Teresa was friends with the leaders of some of the most reprehensible political regimes in the world. Ay, ay, ay. Yeah, had a hardline stance on abortion, contraception, and divorce, except where her friends were concerned. She did not believe in supporting those deciding whether or not they had to terminate their pregnancy. She wanted only to condemn them, whatever their circumstances. When she accepted her Nobel Prize for Peace, she said, abortion is the worst evil and the greatest enemy of peace. If a mother can kill her own child, what will prevent us from killing ourselves or one another? Unreal. She condemned a 14-year-old rape victim in Ireland for seeking an abortion. Mother Teresa was
Oh
rarely
God.
in Calcutta, preferring to fly around the world to promote her opinion. Yes, so ugh, this makes me sick. Sick. Absolutely. And
Which spot are you on? Did you see? I
uh
don't know if I
yeah.
missed you saying it, where she
So
said that suffering is like being kissed by Jesus.
what was that? Sorry?
In the beginning of the article, when she said suffering is being kissed by Jesus.
Oh, did I miss the her suffering?
Am I cutting out?
Whatever. It's just so there you go, fucking Salvation Army. How about you talk about that? How about the real harm, the real destruction that, you know, this stuff has kind of pushed? It's unbelievable. Unbelievable. Ugh, I don't know, man. Ugh. Oh,
It's just messed up. Can you hear me okay now?
yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I think I was cutting out there. Yeah, no,
Yeah, well, I
pretty
don't know.
messed up.
If you are talking, I can't hear you now.
Yeah, I don't know.
Um,
That's pretty gross. She definitely is not the, person that was ever portrayed to me in, Catholic school.
well, as a sick, twisted individual.
Yeah, they definitely missed out that stuff too. Mind you, judging from a lot of things that I've heard throughout my lifetime, they missed a lot of things. Yeah. They
Oh yeah,
definitely candy coated a lot of stuff, that's for sure.
yeah. So it's just just a long list of like and that's funny because I listen, I watch, well, I listen to Steven Crowder. I don't really watch his show, but and he is hardcore conservative. He is very Christian. He talks about his Christian belief and all that type of stuff. And you know what? Not everyone can be right. Not even me. The fearless Mr. Know-it-all. Even I get things wrong.
What? You don't say.
Gods do bleed. They do bleed.
Huh, interesting.
You know,
Alright,
but
so now that we've talked about that grossness, what else you got for us?
okay, so this will just be a quick little one. So this is out, I believe it's out of the UK, if I remember correctly. But this is out of the Southern Reporter. And said counselors hear of claims that boys at a Jedburgh Grammar campus waved sanitary products like flags.
Ew, well, how old are these people?
so so there was there's been a big push to put tampons in males' bathrooms and stuff. Okay, but boys have also been spotted urinating in sanitary bins at the school. Additionally, girls at Kelso High School have been avoiding going to the toilet because they're unease at sharing the unisex bathrooms installed there. They say lose, which is why I think it's in the UK.
Yeah.
Mr. Scott said he had received the reports from credible sources. He logged a successful motion calling for pupils and staff at the new Glaciers Community Campus and Peebles High School to be consulted before any final decision is taken, blah, blah, blah. It comes as debate rages on the rights and wrongs of gender neutral toilets. Especially, hey, does anyone remember what happened in Virginia where the school was trying to hide a story about a boy wearing a woman's dress, or should I say wearing a dress? Does
Uh,
anyone remember that?
I don't I don't
No?
think so.
So this boy in a woman's dress, or in a dress, sorry, fucking I'm trying to whatever. I don't fucking care. Um oh, this boy sexually assaulted two different girls that the school knew about and hid because it was going against their trying to push that gender neutral bathrooms are okay. So yeah, they let a girl get anally raped all in the name of, well, we don't want to create a stigmatism. This
Oh
is a
my
slippery slope
god.
that was talked about years ago. Look up Loudoun County. Loudoun County. If you want to look it up. The school hid it. And then at a school meeting, the father rightfully was pissed off, saying that you let this happen and you tried to hide it. You tried to deal with it internally when the police should have been the first fucking call. But they tried to hide it because they didn't want to have a negative stereotype. You know, the funny thing is, there was a big push about not letting men into women's locker rooms, into women's washrooms, because you know what? Guys can be fucking vile, disgusting human beings.
What?
What's to stop someone that wants to rape women from just saying, "Oh, I'm transgender," and put on a skirt, have the beard, everything else, and go and rape a woman? The thing is, everything that we have done in this world, men have fought wars over women. We have died to protect our families so that we, like men, would go off to war and die. So that our mothers, our sisters, our wives, our female family members would not have to suffer a vile, terrible, cold, lonely death. We have women's sports. Every single man will say, if you hurt my woman, I will, there's going to be blows. If a guy looked at my wife the wrong way, I'd beat the shit out of him. How many times do you hear that type of rhetoric? Men have done everything to protect their families, to protect the women that they love. So the fact that, like if I had a daughter and I heard that a school hid this, that dude showed more restraint than me. And the school ended up calling the cops on him and having him arrested. How disgusting. Absolutely disgusting. And it's just all in the name of progress. Oh, well, it's just some women are going to get raped. Oops, all in the name of progress. There's a reason why. Like,
How on earth could that happen? Whoever it was that was trying to keep that quiet should lose their jobs. They
oh,
should
they should
also be
be,
charged.
oh, fuck you. They should be a charge at least for accomplice to rape
Aiding and
or
abetting.
aiding. Yeah. Unfucking real. Several girls at Kelso High School refused to use the neutral toilets, going several days without a toilet visit, with risks to their health that accompany that, and with some choosing to go elsewhere if they are lucky enough to have the alternative. Girls are not okay with this. Why are we letting guys just go into women's bathrooms? Why? Like, I'm quite progressive. As this just seems crazy. And this was talked about. Well, it's a slippery slope, and it's, oh, look at all these conservatives. Oh, there's such bigots. Oh, what do you? How often is this going to happen?
No, this
Uh,
is not okay. It's one thing in a home because you are all members of the same family, or when you have guests over, yes, you all use the same bathroom, but guess what? Not at the same time. Even at my workplace, like where we are right now, we have one bathroom and it is literally one person at a time. Males and females, unfortunately, we have to share the same bathroom, but it's not a big deal. One stall's for the men, one stall's for the women, and you're only allowed one person in at a time. The door is locked. And these are grown ass adults. Why on earth would you force this upon kids? This is not okay. I would if literally
like
something like this happened at my kids' school, I would be standing up and nay nay. No.
So another quote here was, so during a 2019 consultation at a school in Wales, it was revealed that girls were missing school because of period shaming. Others were going all day without drinking water, so they didn't have to and go to, and some didn't use the toilet because they were feared of sexual harassment.
Oh my god.
All in the name of progress. Just some girls just have to get raped. Some have to get raped.
Not even that.
You
Like,
know,
I'm sorry, but when it's that time of the month, a woman needs some privacy. Like, why on earth what is going on in your brain to make you think that this would even be okay?
it's all in the name of progress. Blair White has become so big because she's exposed a lot of this. And she's trans. She's very open about it that, hey, but I present as women. I would call her a her because she's actually trying to be a girl.
Well, yeah.
She's
But the funny thing is,
like,
and yet she's also criticized and called anti-trans, and she is trans. Like, tell me
yeah,
the idiocy in that.
yeah. As long as as long as you toe the party line, you're okay. It's just what I don't know. And I can see that so many people are, whoa. How often does that happen? Uh, Once is too much.
Yeah.
Can we agree on that? Can we? Or here, how about this? Loudoun County is twice maybe too much. Maybe once. You're okay. Maybe one. Someone gets a little loose and they just slip a dick in someone's ass.
Whoops. Yeah, because
Maybe.
it's that easy for it to accidentally happen. Just, oh, whoops, my bad. Weird. How did that
But
happen?
Blair White constantly, and then there's people that are pushing for. There was just recently a professor, I believe it was from a university, finally got fired because he was pushing for pedophilic acceptance.
What? I'm sorry.
Yeah,
I
trying
hallucinated.
to
You did
trying.
not just say what I think you just said.
Yeah, yeah. So they're trying to make it a. So this was kind of the funny thing. So I'm sure you heard of maps, right?
Uh, like the kind that you find destinations on?
Well, there might be a destination at the end of this fucking treasure map.
Oh,
Minor attracted people.
wait, what?
Because yes, that's the name that they want to use, that they want to use now. And because pedophile was too harsh of a word.
Are you fucking kidding me?
So, and this is a crazy thing. So I can understand, if someone was touched, when they were younger, something happened to them. And, that's how the cycle of abuse happens. It continues. There's a very good chance if you are touched as a child, especially by an adult or an older person, you end up reliving that, and you end up perpetrating those same things. So I can understand that. And maybe in well, if someone's trying to get help and they don't want to do that, but at the same time, when you're just saying, oh, it's just a maps, don't, nah, you have nothing to worry about. But it's the problem is the risk that is involved. If you knew someone was someone just liked killing, like they just liked it, they just enjoyed it so much, well, would you want to be in the same room as them? Probably not.
Well, I guess in all fairness, you know, calling them murderers, that's just too harsh of a word. Just somebody who loved a little too strongly and ended their life.
They like
I'm
the color red.
yeah.
They just like the color red. That's it. They just want to, they just can't help it. They love the color red.
Yeah.
So
Because we
it's
gotta
just this
protect their
becomes.
feelings.
I don't understand this. I don't understand the psychosis. I don't understand, I think Thomas Swalwell said, a lie doesn't become truth just because the majority believes it, and right doesn't become, or wrong doesn't become right because everyone believes it.
I would
It's
I
just,
would like to know when everybody got so stupid. Like, when did literally protecting everybody's precious snowflake feelings become the um the norm, the goal? Like,
well,
literally, don't call me this because it makes me sad. I want to be a map. Mm.
how about and I think, I don't know if we've talked about, I don't know. We talk about a lot of shit on here, but the fact that there is such a focus on teenager sexualization, their sexuality, that
Yes.
it, like, I'm sorry, that is really, I think if your only value, and I'm pretty sure I've said this, if your only value is who you like to have sex with, then no offense, but okay, then what good are you? Like, if that is your sole purpose, that is your only identity, is I like to have sex with blah. Okay, but are you a painter? Are you a writer? Are you the best mechanic? Or are you a cook? What do you do? What makes you you?
Apparently that
Well,
doesn't matter, which is funny because
I like guys. I
yeah,
like guys. So, like, what is it? What?
Nate.
So what?
Yeah.
Why do I need to know? Like, and I've said this before, I could not possibly care less. But when it's pushed in your face and rammed down your throat, well, oh, okay, hold on, let me rephrase that. What? What?
Right?
um,
Whoops, it just slipped in, sorry.
yeah. God. But when that is your defining feature, why? Why is I don't I like please, if someone can explain to me why, and actually like a cogent fucking thought. Like, actually give an argument as to why, teenagers, okay, I can understand well, they're just trying to find their sexuality.
Well, okay, let
Okay.
them
But
figure that out. Don't ram it down their throats and literally give them a giant poster and say, "Pick one. Pick one. What are you? Pick it. Pick it. What are you? Are you this special one? Are you that special one? Are you not special and you're this one?" Like, what what does it matter? Like, how okay, I do agree that our world has become more accepting now than they were when I was in school. I had people who were of the LGBTQ or whatever, and they used to get harassed. It was hard for them. It was not an easy roller coaster through school. They literally paved the way that it is today. And
yeah,
I think that yes, people need to be more accepting, but to the extent that things are going right now, when literally that's all everything is about, uh, I don't.
so okay, so I'll say this. When I see a guy and a guy kissing, it's weird. When I see a girl and a girl kissing, it's weird. And the funny thing is, guys would always say, "Oh man, lesbians are so hot." Hey, guess what, dum dum? They have no interest in you.
Right?
Although, although I think if lesbians are gonna be lesbians, they shouldn't be allowed to use dildos.
Hey,
They made that choice. You're not, no, sorry, you're cut off.
hey,
What?
no.
Why? You made isn't it supposed to be a choice now?
Well, yeah, but
Well, there you go.
just
So,
because they don't like it on the body of a male doesn't mean they wouldn't equally like it
no,
attached. Or
you made that, no, you made that choice. Sorry, but it's also, I don't like, for me, it's weird seeing a guy and a girl kiss. Like, I don't really like public displays of affection. I think it's inappropriate. I don't wanna see people just fucking sucking face, because it just, you look sleazy.
what do you some sort of like homophobe? Are you a heterophobe? Like what the hell?
I
Kidding.
guess so. I guess, just
You're just a
some kind of
phobe.
decorum. Yeah, some kind of decorum, some kind of, decency. I just, okay, like, hey, a peck on the cheek or a quick little kiss, whatever. I don't give a fuck. But it's when you're sitting there like grab ass and whatever. It's just,
The type that makes anybody uncomfortable where you're like, "Dude, get a room."
yeah, like, hey, that's cool, but my kid's here. Like, do you?
Right? I wanted to see that. I turn on a movie. I
I don't
mean,
know. It's just like, more and more our communities are becoming more and more isolated. And I brought up the fact of, getting back to our community. Oh, we're planting, all these trees, getting pushing that, trying to get our community more tightly knit, trying to bring our communities together. Where you're afraid of your neighbor because you don't know who they are. Go say hi. Go say hi to them. Work together. It's a community. You have to live with these people. And I just my concern is the focus that this makes you who you are.
well, there seems to be
And
more focus on that, like, even in schools than there is as a, "What do you wanna do with the rest of your life?" Like, what would you like to work towards? Do you wanna be a teacher? Do you wanna be a mechanic? Like, it seems like there's more focused on that other stuff
yeah,
than there is in preparing them for the real world and to try to make them, um, figure out who they are
yeah.
or what they wanna
You know,
be.
well, and the crazy thing is, like, you know, I'm not trying to sound insensitive, but it is such a minority. And when have we ever made laws of the extreme minority for the majority? When have we done that type of stuff?
Yeah,
When have we,
Trudeau.
when have we segregated people so much where
Trudeau.
as long as you're not white, well, you're okay, but if you're white, you're evil, you're bad. According to the Salvation Army, you're a racist piece of shit and you need to repent for all your sins for being white. It's oh, all right. I don't know. If you got anything else to say, this yeah.
I don't think so. I think I'm over it. Like, I mean, do you notice all this stuff happened when Trudeau got in office? Those
Well,
are
this
those
this
are
has
the
been
rules
this
that
is
started to come in play, and these are the new, I don't know.
no, this has been going on. This started back in like Occupy Wall Street is when this started to become more and more prominent, and people were saying, "Oh, well, it's just this is such a niche group. They don't have any political sway. They're not going to do anything. What are they going to do?" Well, here you go. When people were saying, hey, maybe letting guys in women's bathrooms, like, how many places do you go? Guys' bathroom doesn't have a lock on it, but the woman's does. How many of those do you see?
Right? I
Because
wonder
we
why.
because first, how about this? A male is typically stronger than a female. They can overpower them.
How dare you?
I
I
just
can
all
do
right. I don't know.
anything a man can do. I'm
Yeah, whatever.
just
All right. Let's get out of here.
kidding. All right. Well, thanks everybody for listening. Again, you can check us out anywhere you want to listen to your podcasts. Check out our Facebook group. We're offended. You're offended. Um, Twitter, especially if you want to listen to Tyler troll. You know, Discord, anywhere else. Have a fantastic, scandalous weekend, and we will catch you on Monday. Bye,
Yep. Have a good weekend.
guys.